Back to school season is just around the corner, and for parents, that means getting back into the rhythm of busy mornings, packed schedules, and of course, packing those lunch boxes.
Sure
and
does.
joining me now to share some options your kids will love is registered dietitian, nutritionist, and licensed professional counselor, Rachel Engelhart. Welcome back to Great Day Washington.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Okay, packing lunches. It
I
seems
know.
simple. We do it every day, but it can be really stressful.
It really can.
Why is that so common for us moms to be so stressed out? And dads.
Yeah, it's the mental load. It's the decision fatigue. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. One less thing to think about.
Okay, that's what we want.
So yeah, so first of all, here's my formula. You want a carb, ideally that's something that's packing some fiber that has staying power, okay? But carbs, any shape or form, that really is the #1 source of energy that our kids eat. So we really just want to make sure there is a carb.
Okay.
Then protein, anything that comes from an animal, fish, chicken, meat, eggs, but then there's also cheese, nuts, tofu, anything like that. So pairing the two exactly makes for the most satisfying combination. So I gave you some examples here of things that you can pack that have this combination in mind. So over here, I have, okay, this is probably my most beige lunch here,
Beige,
which
okay.
so many of our kids
love beige.
That's what they'll eat. And let's remember, fed is best. So ultimately, what really matters is that your kid is eating, because if
let's
they're
say
not
that again.
eating,
Fed is
fed
best.
is best. We talk about this when they're babies, but we need to remember it as they get older.
Yeah.
Fed is best, and also our mental health is best.
That's
it's really
true.
important that we're not killing ourselves over what we're packing.
We're putting things in there that are healthy, and then they don't eat it. There's no point in that.
Exactly. So if they will eat it, then that is healthy for your child.
Yeah.
So let's say your kid even does prefer just like a beige lunch, you know, a mini bagel and some cookies. But listen, I threw in some roasted edamame, something that my kids really love. It's salted. It has, but it also packs a punch of protein.
Yes.
So really nice. And then even some chocolate chips. Listen, they're antioxidants in chocolate.
There
so
we go.
if they're eating something, that's okay.
Yeah.
Kids love breakfast. That is something that I come across over and over again. So I have one whole grain waffle here with this yogurt dip that is super easy. I use some plain yogurt, added some vanilla, some maple syrup, and some cinnamon, a pinch of salt. And this is like a dipping lunch. So they can dip the waffle, they can dip the cookies, they can dip the strawberries, and then a little extra cheese for, again, some more protein and calcium.
So this box is a good idea, something like this.
Yes, and I think this is a little outside the box, which is why I wanted to give you some different ideas.
Yeah.
Over here I have some mini pancakes. My kids love those. Remember hard-boiled eggs? So many kids love that. So I think that's a really easy thing to also batch cook ahead of the week.
Good point.
And then like a sushi, you know, kids love sushi and they love little roll-ups. So
Yes.
whether you're doing with nut butter and jelly, or my kids love smoked salmon, I'll just do that. And then I know that they're getting some really good, like some carbs, some protein, and something that's going to stick. And of course, trying to fill in the blanks with vegetables and fruit when I can. And then also, who doesn't love a skewer?
That's
You know,
cute.
I'm not giving this to a 2-year-old, but I would say that like putting things on a skewer make it more interesting, and even have your kids do it with you.
That's a good point.
The more we include them, the more they're likely to eat it. So if you're going to the grocery store and you want to say, hey, want to pick out a new snack to try this week? Want to try a new vegetable?
Yeah.
They're much more likely to eat it.
Yeah.
And I love like a baby pepper. These are just like, you know, so easy. You don't have to do any prep. And they're colorful and they're kind of like mini, I don't know, mini everything. It's just more fun that way.
It's cute.
And then lastly, I have a quesadilla here, because quesadillas are just like my no-fail mom win.
I don't know
all
a
the
kid that
time.
doeshave like a quesadilla.
Literally, and if you can get them to eat some black beans, you throw them on. Black beans are like my kitchen hero, and you just automatically add really good fiber, really good protein.
We have about 20 seconds left. Walk me through these great snacks.
So then these are bento boxes. I love it because it takes the thought process out of it. Here are some snacks you can always add. They don't necessarily fit in the bento box, but they're really great additions. Yogurt's always going to be great. A yogurt drink my kids love. I love these Bada Bean. They're these really high protein, high fiber snacks. Hippies, similarly. These are like just another kind of chip, but at least they have some, you know, they're a little bit healthier than the typical chip. What I'll say is I have a downloadable on my website. You can go to renutritiondc.com. Under the resources or on my Instagram, you can download a really easy kind of no stress lunchbox tip box.
Very helpful. I'm going to make these for myself. Thank you so very much. For more free resources, you can visit Rachel's website by renutritiondc.com.